Hi there, and welcome to week 8. This week we're looking at basically the third of the big three. And so if the big three are utilitarianism, deontology, the third would be virtue ethics. And the crazy thing is they're all a little bit different. Virtue ethics is much less concerned with kind of how we make each individual decision and what the consequences are than it is with this big, almost amorphous picture of what would a person of character do in that unique situation. Virtue ethics is tough because it throws all the rules out the window. We don't have a clear template to follow. In deontology, I know what to do. I follow the rules, whether those are from divine command or their sense of duty or the categorical imperative. I do what this says. In utilitarianism, there's almost a kind of rule. I do whatever is going to create the greatest good for the greatest number and reduce harm. And I'm going to do that thing. Virtue ethics says, what you choose to do is going to be determined by the kind of person, what you choose to do is going to be the right decision if you make that decision from a place of true character as a reasoned human being. And any given situation, you might be making a different decision. You got to be careful with virtue ethics because it can drift into relativism, but it's not. It truly is about what makes a human being that uniquely human thing that is a human being. We are unique on this planet in terms of our sense of reason, our sense of character, honesty, societal connections. These are things that we protect and we cherish as humans. This idea of empathy, that's unique. So how do we package all of that and then use that aspect of character to navigate a complex world? So as we look forward this week, what I think you'll find is as you read and then you kind of look at these older texts and you listen to Martha, you're like, okay, but what is it? What can I put my finger on? And the problem is it's tough because you're putting your finger on human character and on this character that we all both aspire to. It's kind of like, some people say about pornography, I would recognize it when I see it, but I can't describe the perfect human being, but that's what we're talking about here. So as you go through these things, you're going to look at that kind of like amorphous nature of this, but at the same time, it kind of makes sense. And we go back to like my haircut. There are times when you're going to look at my bad haircut and you're going to say, that's a bad haircut because I don't lie. There are other times you're going to come in and say, that's a great haircut because I'm a utilitarian and I want to increase happiness. And then the question is, in that third vein, what would the virtuous person do? And I might suggest that they would do neither of those things. Instead, they might simply notice, hey, did you cut your hair? You get at, I'm noticing you, I'm seeing you, but I might not lie either. So you're getting to all of these kinds of aspects. And this third way of these three kind of major ways to navigate the world. It doesn't always have to be out of sync with deontology or utilitarianism. They might very well, someone who's motivated by virtue ethics might make the exact same decision, but the question is, why are they making it? What we're going to look at in the discussion forum this week, and this will be challenging, just like last week. It sounds like a really easy forum, and then when you think about it, it's hard. But I'd ask you to think about, can you think of a situation where someone motivated by virtue ethics would make a decision that is not the same as a utilitarian, or is not the same as someone who is following Kantian ethics, or this idea of duty and deontology and categorical imperative. Don't do both, but think of, where could I see this being different from one of those other two major ones? And hopefully that'll help you kind of flush out how this could be different. All right, I hope that helps, and I hope you have a great week.